Hey, Nubby Earwiggles. Get that train going again, being the first guy. And nice to see you, by the way. Don't give me that about time. I've been out of town for a week. Sure, I only have like 3 viewers right now, but you guys probably know the whole story of me going to Disney World with Maxine and the wife, of course. And Star going at the exact same time. I actually didn't realize he was going to Disney World. He said that, I said, I'm going to vacation, going to Disney World. And I think he said something like, I'm going on vacation too. But I didn't realize it was the whole, he's going to the exact same place I was. Except Star stayed someplace nice. We stayed someplace nice. It was just super cheap. What's going on here? Grumpy Krebevner. No, I don't think I have mailed. I have a list. I'm sure you're one of the people. I mailed some just before I went off. But I've got to take some boxes to the team meeting tomorrow. But I hope to get those wrapped up this week. And I saw I have like 26 emails. I'm sure that's people poking me, not realizing I was out of town. Let's see, hold on. Let's see that. See if I can do something. I had a great trip. Hold on, I'm going to try something here. Says I hate to talk too much about stuff here. I will start getting to questions here in a minute, and I'll get the... Oh, someone did a thing. Hey, Skaggy Media hosting me. Thank you very much. Let's see. Hold on. Browser source. This is actually kind of the secret highlight of my trip. Let's see. Oh, what? No, that's not what I want. Okay, how about this? How about if I put that up there, and then I can full screen that, and then I can play it that way. Okay, that's gonna work. Display capture. Here we go. So just I won't spend too much time on my trip. We did stay. Our budget was $1,500. We stayed under $2,000 for the entire trip, including travel, hotel, and Disney tickets, because we upgraded we went once. The wife was given an annual pass, and then we bought 2 more just under a year ago. So this was us trying to get the last chance we could to get our some more mileage out of our annual passes. So food, travel, lodging, cheap. Let's see, display capture. But this was the secret highlight of the trip for me. I didn't even know this was going to be happening here. I was sitting out, as you guys all know, I get up stupid early. That continues while I'm on vacation. Too much stuff on my brain. Starting about 4 o'clock in the morning, I just get up. But I was out sitting on our back patio, cruising, reading about some Unity stuff on my iPad. Hey, thank you very much. Thank you for calling. But anyways, then all of a sudden, I'm like sitting on my back patio drinking my coffee, reading my iPad, and I look up and I was like, what's going on there? And I saw it when it was just about in here, I guess right about in there. I was like, what is going on there? And then I finally decided, okay, I'm going to turn on my iPad and record it. And then I realized I was witnessing the rocket launch that they had from Florida. I didn't think I'd be able to see it because it was 40 miles away or whatever, 45 miles away. I could see it perfectly clear the whole way up and sat there and recorded it. But anyways, that was a surprise for me. And you can actually see here it lights, gets bright at the top. That's not because it's on fire or something. That's because this part was below the horizon, like there no sun was touching. But this is where the smoke trail actually got up to the point that it was high enough so the sunlight was hitting it directly, because this was before sunrise. Yeah, that's actually, I was thinking like, oh, I bet Richard knew about this and was paying attention to it. Yeah, and the thing that gets even cooler up here, I had no idea what it would look like. Again, I feel ashamed that I didn't like know this was coming and plan for it and do a better job, but next time I will. And I didn't have a good camera with me. This was just my iPad camera, but I think I get it to be a little bit better in here. But you hear about all the halo effect, and I didn't even know what the halo effect was, but you can actually start seeing it develop here. I think I get it to focus better in a second. But it's just this crazy, yeah. There you can just kind of see it's like moving, spitting out this giant smoke thing, but you're kind of seeing it from behind where we are. And it turns in this giant smoke spirally tube thing. Yeah, because right in there in the middle is where that's the actual rocket. Whoops. Anyways, it was really, really pretty. And again, it was totally a surprise. Like, I just was sitting out there and I was like, what is that thing? That's not a plane. I was like, holy crap, I think that's a rocket launching from 45 miles away. Because Orlando's 45 miles as crow flies from Cape Canaveral. But anyways, that was kind of the secret, the surprise highlight of the trip for me. Was getting to see that and getting to see like all this stuff and the halo effect and how cool it is where it's got the smoke leading up to the sunrise. Okay, well, I think I've got enough people here so I can actually start talking about game stuff. I don't think there's any real more highlights after that, but anyways, yeah, watch for about 5 minutes and very cool. I thought it was very cool. Again, nice surprise. Oh, now it's raining on me in game. Set weather override clear. Set game time 10. So anyways, I'm back. So happy to be back. Uh-oh. Getting some weird bugs reported here. I know there's at least one weird bug. For those who are wondering, I forget how much I talked about. Like, my brain's completely wiped since I've been gone. I barely remember how to play the game or start the game. But there's... I put in a big optimization for a few maps before I left. Mostly just the starter maps, and that was kind of that batch. If you do the batch it command that I added in, it was doing that, but it was doing it for the level and kind of at a more appropriate time and getting some things fixed up. There's one bug that came up out of that, but I just got done dealing with that, which is we had some objects in the game that were set incorrectly to be static, even though they weren't static. And that was the flag I was looking at to figure out what things to combine. But anyway, so the result was you would have like doors that you would open, but visually it wouldn't open, but it actually did open and you could walk through it. So I got those guys fixed. Let's see. Hold on, I found... Wait a minute, where did I save that? Hold on. Anyways, a great trip to Disney. Hold on one second here while I try and figure out one more thing. Ah, that's where it is. Okay, hold on. Okay, now I found it. Hold on. Browse. And I'm just trying to pull up a picture to show the performance change. Hey, something happened, but I can't actually see my screen right now. Oh no, I've got some weirdness going on. No. Oh wait, there it is. Okay. Hold on. Not that I was a great streamer before, but I am a little rusty right now. But anyways, in case people were wondering... Uh-oh. What the results were, this is kind of what I was looking at. Let's see. What? Transform, rotate, transform, stretch to screen. So this was the release. So this is the results of the optimization stuff they did. Again, I did this as an experiment for last release, and I only did it on a few levels. This is, again, it's looking at a lot of different numbers. This is basically just the average frame rate for people. I went and did numbers, and it looks like it helps lower end people more than it helps the higher end people, but the higher end people, you know, were obviously already bouncing off 60 for many of the scenes. But anyway, so this was that one scene. So the good news is it'll help even more for bad scenes. So scenes out there that are having serious performance problems. But I think I worked through the final kinks in this, and so I should be able to roll this out to most scenes, and I'll probably make it an option. No, I'm still not talking about any exciting news. Again, always trying to be... Don't want to get any expectations up or anything, so wait until some more things are a little more final and certainties there. Third grade science project chart. Yeah, that's it. It actually... Oh, good. It actually kind of looks different than normal charts I do, because it looks like it's hand-drawn or something. I just was using the smoothing on our graph chart just because it makes it a little less jaggy. Yeah, that shows the frame rate. It gave a total of about 10 frames a second boost on average. But again, some of that is... If I exclude frame rates over 55, so exclude the people who are already at 60, it actually shows an even bigger improvement. And I can oh, I know what I need to do. I'm rusty here. Ooh, wooden female mannequin on sale. Two-handed polearm pose. Interesting. Just because it's right there on the sale page today, I'm going to go ahead and go with the female mannequin. Let me get that up there. Mannequin combat two-handed polearm pose. That's rather specific. Here we go. Open giveaway. And Prison Bound, Corsevius, Cypher 1 Black, Draken Naruto, Z of Silverdale. Thank you guys very much. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spry 1 and Legion of Myth. 6 and 7. Sorry, guys. Oh, and let's see. The Legion of Myth again. Thanks for the huge raid. Thank you for Khan. Thank you for Khan for your bits. Skulls 2001. Thank you for the follow. Z. Thank you for the resub. Vahi Run. Thank you for the 100 bits. And also, while I'm thanking people, I need to thank List and Sanyo and Beezus and a few other people who did some streams for us last week, so that you guys weren't completely without streams while I was gone. The other thing I'm going to have to change on my streams is we have a big milestone coming up, not in the game, but in our household, which is Maxine. Oh, thank you very much, good Cynics and Synsix. Thank you. It's a name I don't think I've seen before. But the milestone in our household is Maxine starts kindergarten next week. Woohoo! So that's the good news. The bad news is she's going to be riding the bus most days, which means that I have to be at the bus stop, which is only half a block from the house, fortunately. But I have to be there at 3:20 every day to meet her at the bus stop. So I'm probably going to be bumping my streams up, and I'll probably start at like 1:30 and go until 3 will probably be my new schedule. Instead of doing like 2 to 3:30 or 2 to 4 or something like that, I'll probably bump it up a half hour and then try to end it at 3 so I can make sure and get to the bus stop in time. So anyways, you can look forward to that change or not look forward to it. But that's something that's got to change just so I can pick Maxine up. But my day should actually be a lot easier because I know exactly what time the bus comes every day. Just got to be out there 5 minutes before. So, Ehondas, yeah, I was actually thinking of taking Mojito to meet her at the bus stop or doing the embarrassing dad thing. I've got my Halloween costume that's it's an inflatable dinosaur thing, so it makes you look like you're riding a dinosaur, and it has like the little legs that hang off of it. They're the fake legs. I was thinking about wearing that every day to go meet her. But let's see. I'm trying to think of stuff that happened while I was gone. It was actually pretty quiet on our chat. I was worried just because anytime I'm away, I worry about stuff getting done. But I mean, I know they get stuff done. It's just they talk less while I'm gone. So. On our chat. So I was watching Perforce and stuff and saw a lot of good check-ins going in. Probably going to do a little shuffling around of who's working on what so I can get lists more time to do map stuff, which hopefully that'll be something you guys can look forward to. I'm pretty sure he's getting his map wrapped up for this release. He's been yelling at me for some new creature types so we can have some not just new creatures but some interesting combat mechanics. So I'm going to be getting those for him in the next few weeks. Reminder, hold on, I gotta go get somebody some stream words. We still haven't published the streamer rules for stream rewards and how to get stream stuff. Let's see. Dang, who was that? There we go. Hold on, let me send this off since the person's right here waiting on me. But yeah, I need to get the stream rewards officially posted so we can start doing that, so I can start getting some more crowns to you. And again, as I thank team members, thanks to List, who got crowns out to a bunch of streamers while I was gone to keep you guys streaming and prizing on your own streams. Z, thank you for a bit. Thank you for... Oh, let's see, I'm trying to raid me. Oh, House of Mangar, thank you for the 12 raids. And House of Mangar, if you just arrived, or the people that arrived with House of Mangar, I was just also letting people know, since I get yelled at a lot for stomping their streams, like starting streaming and stealing their viewers. My stream going forward, I'm probably going to start at 1:30 and go till 3 to match up with meeting Maxine at the bus stop, because she's starting kindergarten soon. The other thing is, now that I'm back, I'll be gone again. Next week. I'll probably do a stream on Monday and Wednesday, and then I will be out. Actually, I think I'm going to be doing a stream just Monday, and then I think Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and through Tuesday of the next week, I'll be out to Syndicon to meet up with the Syndicon people and talk to them about stuff. And I think I'll send a schedule. I think I'm doing 4 hours of talks for Syndicon pretty much every day, in addition to stuff I'll be doing on the side. But again, I think that's an important one to go to, just because the Syndicate's very good about being professional in terms of giving feedback and writing up feedback, and they always feel like they are very concerned with making the game better. That type of feedback, not just like make skill X, Y, or Z better, fix stabs, those things come up, but they do a good job of writing it up and being very professional about it. So definitely like going to talk to those guys, and appreciate all the feedback they give. So main reason we're going, and actually it's me and Beezus will be going to talk to them. So looking forward to that. That'll be next Wednesday, I think, is when I leave. I'm trying to remember, but anyways. And I'll be saying hi to a few friends and fans in Vegas too. So if you're in Vegas and want to say hi, let me know. I'll gladly let people meet up and do some karaoke or whatever. I don't know what I'm doing. I think all my the convention stuff was done by 2 or 3 or 4 every day, so I'll have my evenings free. I do plan on doing some gambling. I'm actually a poker player, so let's see. I haven't even got my question list open yet. I probably should fix that. And let's see. You need poker and soda. That's one of the things we did in a previous lifetimes. We have a poker game, and I guess there's, it still exists. We could have it up there. It's just we didn't want to support it anymore. It was built on a totally different library, but I don't think I want to touch that again. Gwendolyn Obscuro, yeah, I need to show them how to do that. They've mentioned it before, but none of them have actually put out the effort to try and get on a Twitch or get on a stream with me so I can show them. It's super easy to do. Just using the built-in the Streamlabs chatbot stuff. But yes, I need to get them so they can prizening while I'm away. And they can always do the built-in, the thing we have. Oh, except that doesn't, that ignores the raffle. That ignores this stuff. That makes you go into game and do say the magic word. I was going to say we can do the same thing we do on Friday, but that requires more effort. Let's see. Let me get my questions up so I can start going through these. You do. All right, found my questions. RPE Zach, when is the Gaia's Heart and Gauntlets of Lead going to be put in the new Artie system? Good question. I hope to have all of them done within the next release or so. the is it the ether things? The ether artifacts, those things for the meteor, the comet stuff. I did those. I think those are all done now, which is because that's the time of year when those return to the game. So you guys should have an opportunity to get some more of them. Let's see. Brass Knuckles 007. When will we get T4, T6 loot, or get T4 to T6, get loot and XP improvements? Why do these dungeons if they're inferior? And so the elves are the worst off in these. And in case people don't know what I'm talking about, this is the dungeon creature, dungeon encounter stuff. So those are the ones for the elves. Honestly, I think it gets up to tier 5 loot for elves, and then it stops there. And that is honestly because I forgot, and then, as you guys know, I was in the huge time crunch, as I always am. But I'm going to be trying to get back to that, and I'll make that one of my top priorities. In fact, let me give myself a new Jira for that, to remind myself to go and take a loot experience pass on all the elf stuff, and all the tier 4 plus stuff, because it honestly gets, I think, the best loot. Like, even like the top tier troll stuff, I think doesn't get any better than like Torque Doll loot. So I need to take a pass on all that stuff. So let me get a Jira created for that, just so I don't forget. Improve high tier loot for dungeons. Assigned to me R69. Critical. Especially elves. Yeah, the elves are the worst. Alright, let's see. Vector Gammer. I did the full quest for Courage, but never got my Rolot deed. Alt character name Zero Docs. Is this normal or glitch thing? Should I put in a bug report for it? So the Rolot, the village, you get the village a lot when you complete the entire quest line. I honestly, this is well outside. This is one to ask Sanyo, because I honestly don't know when you get stuff. I thought you got the Rolot sooner than that, and the village lot was what you got at the end. People in chat may actually have a better answer for you than I do, because again, that's I don't do much of the current quest stuff. Let's see. Does that from scratch rewrite come with redoing the way dialogue works, or just the quest management like the journals? So the dialogue will probably remain mostly the same. We've got a lot of systems built around it. It'll probably just be the quest system, but maybe it'll be both of them. Again, we still haven't come to an agreement on that. We kind of put that on the back burner. We'd started working on some of the quest rewrite stuff and dialogue rewriting stuff, and as most of you know, we took some time to redo most of the new user experience and try to get that better, so that, again, we get some more stickiness from people as we're sitting here trying to do some reacquisition stuff. But that stuff is done. The current thing I'm going to be working on, I started the last release, I'm working this release, is on performance stuff. Performance and stability. And I expect to have some headway, and also I think I may have finally talked Unity into giving us some source code so we can go and fix a few of the crash bugs. We'll see. I've got a call scheduled with them. But anyway, so this is for this release. I've got some things I'm going to do that I know I basically just have to do, like the loot improvement, a few other things. But I'm putting as many things as I can on the back burner, just because, again, I'm going to miss probably 5 days more out of this release for the Syndicon stuff. And so this week right now is probably the only time I'm really going to get. But anyway, so I'm putting more stuff on the back burner and trying to get make stability and also performance high priority items. Hoping to get not like a frame or two. I'm hoping to get like 20% frame rate improvement across the game. And I'm also meeting with the one of the guys from Crowfall again for lunch this week, hopefully to talk to them about just what problems they've been seeing more specifically. It's actually someone heavily involved with the implementation rather than just the high-level business stuff. So let's see. When is my leaky roof going to get fixed in my Grand City Chateau home? Great question. I didn't know that they had leaky roofs. I know what causes the leaky roofs, but I didn't know that they were actually leaking. We have one of those performance things we did a long time ago. Is we used to, at one point, we actually had the rain try and collide with the actual geometry of the house, which is not great for performance, as you can imagine, having hundreds of raindrops trying to collide. So that was swapped out, and we just have it as it collides with a certain layer of collision stuff, for those who know Unity things. And then we put in the collision layer things on the tops of the roofs. That one may be so high that the collision for it is above the place where the rain starts doing its test, is my guess. But we can look at that. Let me go look and see if there is a JIRA for that. If not, I will create it. For those who don't know what I'm doing here, I certainly don't know what I'm doing here sometimes. But this is, I get on and I talk to you guys and I stream and I answer questions and I write up bugs, tasks for concerns. Oh, and I am Chris Spears, Atos in game. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. All right, I'll write that up. I don't know what a Grand City Chateau home is, but I'm sure Lister Travis does. That's one that I'll write up now, but we've got another outage, which is Damon, our lead artist, is out through the 25th, I believe. Yeah, he comes back he starts again on 26th, so we probably won't be getting much art stuff. He's out for 2 weeks. And I'll be leaving for Vegas before he gets back, so we won't have much overlap to talk about that stuff. Oh, there's a Grand City Chateau sticky stairs. Interesting. Collision on the top floor. Anyways, I'm writing this stuff up. Hold on. Leaky roof. I'll put that one on Damon. R69. That's a pretty safe fix, so he should be able to get it just whenever he gets back. Bam. Created. Oh, people are doing my job for me. Oh no, that's the Streamlabs. Hey, thank you very much, Z of Silverdale, and also thank you very much, Jersey Justice, for the follow. Let's see. Raffle. Hey, yeah, it's a good idea. Let's do the raffle I'm thinking about. Let me read this one last question, then I'll go do the raffle. So you guys have until I get done with this question to raffle up. Z of Silverdale, can we get the fog emitters? Oh, and thank you, iStar Strider. Nice to see you around. So lovely to come back to our amazing city of Austin to 105-degree heat pretty much every day from what I've been seeing in the reports, the news. I saw it was 115 heat index while I was gone, so not surprisingly, our tomatoes are absolute toast in the backyard. Z of Silverdale, can we get the fog emitters either in larger sizes or scalable? It requires a lot of them to fog up a small area. Yeah, so I think people saw we did the fog emitters this release, and I gave out a few. Oh, that's another thing I can do. Ooh, let's give out some creature spawners. But anyway, so those were kind of done as an experiment. So we'll be adding some more of those. Those have been extremely popular. People really like that in terms of adding deco stuff. So we will definitely be doing some more of those, and bigger, scalable ones will be coming, I'm sure. Again, it's hard to know. I mean, that's the thing. Like, we know game design stuff, we know tech stuff, we know art stuff, but understanding human nature and what appeals to people is really the big challenge always. But those have, I think I saw something like 300 or 400 of them sold from the store in the first week. So you guys obviously like those things. So we'll be definitely be getting some more of those. Let's do the giveaway. You guys ready? Here we go. Entries have stopped. Lars von Drachenthal. Speak up. You don't have to speak up if I can go to my mailbox. Oh yeah, I'm doing that thing again where I have horrible stuff on my screen, so any new players actually. Let's see, do I have a Lars? It's not on the line right now. Man, I've got a lot of friends. That's like Richard and I play a game to see who has the most friends. I'm actually really close to him right now. There you are, Lars. Gotcha. Mannequin. She's a maniac. Maniac. There you go, Lars. I got you covered. Ooh, 2 more friends. Yeah, but I compete with Richard as who has the most friends in the entire game. Let's see. Featured. What do we have here in the featured? Ooh, a Spyglass Vault Edition. Oh, that's one I can't really do because I think it comes, that's like an emote. You gotta get the emote, it like comes with the emote, so I don't think I can really do that one. Let me look around. I think the Blue Fog was a top seller in case people were wondering. How about this? How about I'll do, for the next giveaway, I will do a 3-pack of each of the 4 fogs. Really? Okay, screw that. I don't have to do that. Wizard Smoke, if you're watching, really want to be able to buy multiple things at one time. It's not just an Atos problem. Reset. 3 of each fog emitter. Bam. All right, now I got some of those guys to give out. Uh-oh, I just moved something. And I will give out some of those creature spawners here later in the show. Again, those are not really officially live yet. I try to give them out just so people can test them. So I'll give out a few more of those later in the stream. Maybe I'll make that my last one, is give out like 3 or 5 or 6 of those or something. Anyways, it's good to be home. I saw some people who, I guess I got like 100 more people than when I talked about it. But again, the secret highlight of my trip was, the surprise highlight of my trip was this thing here. Let me capture. capture the display. I was surprised one morning. I was up at my usual 4 o'clock in the morning time, and there was a rocket launch that was completely visible from our back patio, which is where I happened to be sitting. So I got to watch a rocket launch, but trip was amazing. Maxine had a blast. We didn't have any. Maxine had no meltdowns. We made some breakthroughs. Maxine can now swim without floaties. Yeah, I know, pretty exciting, right? And got to do all the parks we wanted and stayed on budget. We only ate out twice, I think. The rest of the time we took our food, or I cooked at home. Anyways, that the rocket was kind of the surprise for the trip in terms of cool things. Tons of other stuff though. We did like the safari. That I think that's probably Maxine's favorite thing, is going on the animal safari and the Animal Kingdom thing. But anyways, trip was amazing. I drove it also, in case you're wondering. Super cheap. And because we like to take our own food, so we can just get there and unload stuff into our little condo that we rent for like $100 a day for a 2-bedroom condo. But I drove it. We took 2 days to get there. On the way back, I always drive it in 1 day. So I drove 1,100 miles in 1 day to get home from Orlando to Austin. It's not a fun drive. Let me just go ahead and say that. But I drive a Prius, so total gas cost for the trip was like $130. But totally worth it, so we can, you don't have to deal with the airport stuff. It's cheaper. You don't have to deal with the rental car stuff. You get to carry as much stuff as you want to. I don't charge for checking in luggage or anything. I just clicked the wrong thing. There we go. But great trip. Glad to be back though. I did some stuff from remotely. I had planned on being able to do more work, but actually the 2 days after, I guess on Monday, we had a power outage here at our house, which is unfortunate because the machine that does build integrations for the team lives at my house. Not the actual build machines, obviously not any servers or anything important, but it's the thing that does the checks to make sure nobody broke stuff. So while I was gone, no one knew if things had broken. But turned out when we had the power outage, one of my switches in the house decided it was going to never work again, and I had to replace it as soon as I got home. But you missed your chance. If you'd wanted to break into our house, that would have been the time. And actually, that wouldn't have been the time because we have internet's so cool. We have one of those Ring things that has a cellular backup in it and a battery backup. So if the power goes out, it just does the cellular rather than using the internet. So we can still check on things. But our other security cameras. We pretty much refer to the other security camera as the watching the fox security camera, because that's pretty much all we see on it is the fox moving around in the backyard. Okay, let me get back to questions here. Enough about my trip. Let's see. Griffler, and this is one I've seen asked a few times, Griffler, so this will happen soon. In fact, I'll make sure it's written up. Would it be possible to get mannequins to be examinable or some way to see the stats of what's equipped? Yeah, because people, what they want to do is they want to be able to put stuff on their dummies. Now the other request that goes along with that is they want to make that a display thing so that you can set a price on them too, so you can buy stuff right off the mannequin. But yeah, so the question is, would it be possible to get mannequins to be examinable? And yeah, that needs to happen, and being able to set a price on them, that'll be an added bonus. Because that'd be really cool if you could set up, like, here's the whole outfit, and people can go check out your mannequins. You can just set up all your mannequins with the, here's a good air mage build, and here's a good ranged build. I go make sure that that's actually written up so that people are at least thinking about it. Do. Hold on. Let me search to see if there's something already written up. Mannequin. Status open in progress. Nope, not one there. All right, I'm going to put this on there. All right. Created, and yeah, good question, Griffler. I think that's one thing that a lot of people want. And a lot of this stuff, again, I think people who have been playing the project for a while know how we work, is we pretty much get a base version done and we get feedback from you guys and we go and try to implement that feedback and we get more feedback. And that's kind of one of those things of, people have been requesting mannequins for a while, and then that's just the continued progression. Is I'd like to see step 2 is get the mannequins so you can examine the stuff on them. Actually, I would have liked that to be in step 1, and then step 3 would be make them so you can use those things as, what people use them for is mannequins in the store, which is make them so they're sellable. Let's see. Bedouin. What's the status of stopping light bleed over from other lots? Not a huge problem for normal lights, but if it's colored, ... I know what you're talking about with the annoying. Trying to think of good solutions. Again, this is a engine challenge and problem with that, and just in terms of performance, we don't have every single light be a shadow caster. We limit the number of shadow casting lights, and it's tough to come up with an algorithm, a plan for how to pick the lights that are most annoying. We don't know which ones are most annoying. We pick them based on distance from you and intensity and stuff like that, is how we currently pick which ones get the shadows cast. But that's one, maybe the simplest thing is just we need to start figuring in the color of it, how far away from white it is or something. Uh-oh, I have an intruder.
Dad, Emma's going to come soon. Are you going to clean her?
Oh my goodness. Are those the cows?
No, yeah, those are longhorns.
No.
This one right here is the dad. This one right here is the mom, and that one's the baby.
Maxine has drawn a longhorn. If you think these cows look weird, hold on a second. I'll show you why they look weird. They don't. They're perfectly accurate cows. These are exactly right. Hold on. Where are those cows? Here, cow. This is really important stuff, guys. Really important.
Well, I made those because they're Big Daddy's.
They're Big Daddy's favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes a different kind of longhorn, but... Oh, I think I'm nearly there. Hold on. There's the flamingos. Here we go. All right, hold on. This is really important stuff. I know you guys all really want to know this stuff, but here's why she's drawing the... Turn on. Here we go. There's cows. There's a specific type of cow they had on the safari. that just has these massive, massive horns. I know you guys love seeing all these pictures. Oh, look, there's the family. The family. All right, but anyways, there's it's a specific type of cow that just has like massive, huge, thick horns. And Maxine, do you remember why their horns are so big?
No. You guys told me.
Oh, well, the person on the trip told you. It's because they use them to control their temperature level. The horns are hollow, but they're full of, or they're honeycomb, but they're full of blood vessels, and so they use their horns to reduce their body temperature. I know, important stuff. Hey, Maxine, I'm still doing a stream. Can you get out?
I was supposed to do that when you said
Love you, Pumpkin. All right.
What happened about swimming?
We're going to swim later, Pumpkin.
Tomorrow?
No, today. We'll swim later today.
Okay.
She only gets like a week of vacation. We let her off their daycare. We ended her daycare a little early, so she'd have a week of vacation before school started. Let's see. Let me get back in there. Back into the questions. Oh man, you guys are asking a ton of questions here. Eric Rules test question. Yes, it worked. Let's see. Oh yeah, but the light bleed over. Yeah, so it's a tough one to fix. That's one of those things. I mean, I still want to put more control in you guys' hands, so you can do things like turn some of those numbers up. Shadow casting light number is one we could pretty easily expose to, and I'm not sure why we haven't. But we could expose it to you, so you guys could turn up the number and fix it yourself if you're on a system that's capable of handling the performance implications. So yes, let me make a JIRA for that one. Improvement. Let players increase max shadow casting light sources. Assigned to me. Got it. Snugsy one. When will strength be fixed for bears? So, and it's. I don't think they're. I think I've looked at this again. My brain was completely wiped after 9 days off and 2,500 miles of driving. But I don't think the problem was their strength. I think the problem is still the problem that's been going on for a while, where their strength doesn't factor into the calculations it should factor into. And that's when I've already got a JIRA open for that I'll be trying to look at that. Antrax Artec, has the moment of PvP polish finally arrived? We've seen polish in every aspect of the game, but not PvP over the last year. So PvP, again, PvP polish for a large part of it is combat polish. So that's one of the things I'm trying to pay attention to, and trying to pay attention to it more lately, is when we're looking at balance stuff, that we're always looking at PvP balance as well as PvE balance. And I think you guys know that just because I always talk about that, and sometimes I'll say something, we're changing X, Y, and Z because it helps PvP this way and helps PvE that way. I try to pay attention to that. Right now, though, honestly, everybody knows PvP is broken for some play styles that work fine in PvE, but for PvE, good luck. Which, yeah, I mean, all the ice archers out there and the other guys, there's just a few broken builds. And when I say broken, I mean overly powerful builds. So archery will continue to get nudged down, especially the max hit damage. And yes, Grumpy Crab Never. I know it is not just balance, but balance is the first thing. If we add in other content when the balance is broken, doesn't really help, because then you're going to be playing new content with broken balance. But yes, there's a few things I've talked about that are low-hanging fruit that I keep intending to get in, And you guys know I have to balance my schedule on so many things. If I had about 12 more hours in a day, I'd probably get more of these things done. But yes, I will be getting some more PvP stuff in. But again, it'll be it's not going to be the faction stuff. That is a bigger discussion that is still ongoing. It is going to be more PvP content in terms of stuff more like the fall and more PvP focused scenes. That is actually one of the things I've talked about. I'm trying to take a couple of different scenes that are existing scenes, just because the conversions go real quick, and turn a couple of existing scenes into PvP scenes with unique content to those scenes was one of the low-hanging fruit things I was going to do. But I know the stuff you guys actually want. Don't think I'm oblivious to it. I just it's what I can get done. Especially I try to look a release or two out, and this release is crazy busy just due to first family vacation in 6 months plus, and also going to Syndicon in Vegas. Let's see. Kinrail, what actions have you thought to do with ranged combat in Release 70? So I'm going to be trying to get in there's a number of little tweaks. Again, as I've mentioned before, I'm trying I can't bring everything up to be as powerful as archery. That's not really an option. That basically is shifting the balance of the entire game a bunch. So I'm continuing to nudge archery down in ways that don't impact it significantly for PvE. And only modestly impact it for PvP. But I'm not doing just a turn one knob. I'm trying to turn a bunch of knobs a little bit. And these are things like the charge time changes that are coming, the charge damage change that already went in, some of the other, basically reducing some of the things that are problems specific to archery. All skills can charge, but just due to the range of archery, charging is a lot more efficient for ranged people than it is for others. So I'm trying to reduce that effectiveness just a little bit in a couple of different ways. So hopefully it's not super noticeable, except if you're looking at a DPS meter, or even more dramatic in a DPS meter that shows standard deviations. Lord of Honesty, adjust rate of fire so it depends on range. That's not a bad idea, actually. Arvendel, how many releases in a year? We have been on a release once a month schedule, basically since a few months after Kickstarter ended. For those who don't know, Release 1 was basically a room with a chair and a chicken and a light that you could turn on and off, and the chicken would move and you could sit down in the chair. That was Release 1. So we've just been kind of moving along slowly each time. There's a chance we'll change. It's one of the things we've had an ongoing debate within the team as to what the most efficient is. Is monthly release more efficient than doing something at a little slower pace, like maybe moving to a quarter release? That's one of the things, again, I wish I knew the answer to whether or not that's better. I think in some ways the monthly releases keeps us more... Well, we spend a lot of time we lose a lot of time on the monthly releases because we do kind of have that week of panic and fix, and where we don't add any new content. So, if you have 4 weeks in a month, you lose a week to that last QA cycle part. If we did a 3-month release, then it is, basically you can have 2 months of QA, and then we actually have a QA server that's a real QA rather than it being we put it out a week before we go live and then say, please go play on QA, please go play, please, please, please. And we can actually make QA a real QA where we're pushing to it more often and for a longer period of time. We can actually get some stuff in. But again, it's just one of those things. There's no best answer. There's benefits to doing releases monthly. There's benefits to doing it quarterly. There's benefits to doing not even a fixed schedule. But it's something we talk about. But at least for now, we're continuing the monthly thing. Although maybe we'll try a quarterly, like move to a quarterly at some point. Don't know. We'll see. Still lots of talking. Atreon, new summoning skills in the focus line are great, but summons are still weak. So I think the summons are still weak. I think that's true for some of the summons. And that's one that I did not get much time to work on last time, which was going and taking a look at each of the summoned creature categories. Like the chicken, the flaming chicken, aka Phoenix. That one kind of sucks. There's a few others that just kind of suck that we need to go back and take a look at. But I think it's kind of specific. There's some, like the skeleton's not horrible, but I'm going to improve him. There's several discussions we've had. And I'll respond to somebody who just sent me a message in chat. But yeah, so I need to take a look at some of the specific summons, because you guys, again, like the Lich has a pretty good DPS. And too good a DPS probably, but yeah, it's by categories just to how far behind it is, and there's a couple of them that are just really far behind. Let's see. So there's a attenuation bug that is open. That is again, you guys have reported a couple times. I know Mac has reported. I just pinged the person that is assigned to. That's been made a blocker, which means it has to get fixed. But I'll be talking to people tomorrow about it because it kind of got ignored. It shouldn't have been ignored. But yeah, I consider the attenuation bug that's going on right now critical. Don't think we're ignoring it. It's just I think we had several of the drivers out of town. So we had at the same time we had me, we had Star, and we had Lord Subtleton out of town. And Lord Subtleton's probably the one who will be fixing, changing, improving that. Yeah, and he was out of town at the same time too. And we also ran into the problem that we only have one company laptop to loan out. So I gave it to Lord Subtleton for him on his trip in case emergencies came up. To which, of course, he was like, "Oh, thank you," because you don't want to have to be the guy to fix things when the emergencies come up. Yes, dear. Yeah. I'm still streaming, Pumpkin. Can you give me about another 20 minutes to wrap up in here? Okay. Let's see. Let me do the next giveaways. You just heard someone really wants to go swimming. So I'm going to have to wrap it up here in the not too terribly distant future. Hey, thank you, New York Rose. But anyways, let me do the raffle thing. If you have not followed, you should follow so you can raffle. I'm waiting for you to do a raffle, New York Rose. You just followed. Snugsy one, Peach Pit. Do. Okay, and this one is for the 12, count them 12 fog emitters. You guys ready? All right, that looks pretty good. I think you guys have all raffled up there. Almost all raffled up. And Akitos, yeah, that's we normally when we go to Disney World, we usually go to the Muppet Show, but this time we actually said, you know what, we're gonna avoid Hollywood Studios altogether, and we didn't go to that at all. But anyways, so we skipped Hollywood Studios this time. So no Muppet Show for us. So it's not stuck in my brain for another 6 months. All right, here we go. Closing. Picking. Scammeron, good game. Congratulations, sir. Let's see. Scammeron out there. I don't know who you are, Scammeron. There we go. Dread Whisper. I know, I was going to say, I've given you like multiple prizes. I know, I just can never remember. Bam. Congratulations. Grats. And let me give you your fog. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Congratulations, sir. Let's see. Game time 10. Oh, and again, I've mentioned it, but I'll plug them one more time. The Syndicon guys, they're having us at their convention. If you are not in the syndicate, but you have questions you want answered, make sure and hand them off to your syndicate friends who are going to be there. Oh, how nice. Do. Oh, the heat timeout bug is the other thing I'm being reminded is broken, that's pissing some people off. Oh, this is good. The other big thing that should be coming, that should have been here a release or two ago, but again, just too many things going on, is the setting stuff so you can have anybody move your stuff and not take it. And I forget if the palette is going to make it. I haven't talked to people to get an update on that or not. The palette being you can find any object you own. And oh no, the palette is actually not the find. That is, you can put a palette out so you can put no trade items on the palette that people can use to decorate, but not take. The find feature is the other one that's going to be coming soon. Got zoned to someone real quick. Oh, for the final giveaway here, let's see, reset. I'll do one more giveaway. Again, I'm trying to shift up my time for these things, so going forward, I'll probably end around 3. I'll do 1:30 to 3. But let's see, I'll do 3 special creature spawners. Special deco spawners. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Open giveaway. Wait a minute. Okay, that's got to be like 2. That's got to be, are these empty row lots or something? What am I missing? Okay, so it's the intersection of one. That's why I'm confused. That's good, though. I immediately started thinking, okay, I got to find this bug now. So good job. Yeah, that's nice. You have them angled so it all looks like they're together. I was thinking you put 4 of the empty row lots, which have also been very popular, I've been seeing. Oh my. It's a lot of planting going on there. Wow. I would say someone needs to get a hobby, but it looks like he already has one. All right, let me, did I open the thing already, right? Yes. Griffler, Shep 311, Boo, Dada, and Johnny Tuthio and Chloic. You guys are top 5. Elwin Moon and 2 Seldom. Sorry, 6 and 7. Let's see. Looks like he wants to show me something else. Do. And today I'm probably not going to get to these 26 emails that you guys have sent me that I'm obviously way behind on. Dirty liquor. I'm not even sure what that means. But I will try to get to those tomorrow. I've got my... because Maxine is home, my mom actually wants to come down. Grandma, as she is better known around here. Grandma wants to come down to spend some time with Maxine, which I told her was perfect because I need to work. Town property marker. Nice spaces. What are you guys trying to show me here? Speak. Yeah, that's that deed I didn't, or that row lot type I didn't even know we had. Well, that's nice. It's got the thing on top because it's got a nice big flat roof. Neat. Yeah, I'm surprised you can get things that high. Anyways, let me answer a few more questions and then I need to get out of here and go take care of a little munchkin. Let's see. Antrax Artec, any chance to get some work on the guild system that at the moment is extremely poor and simple? And yes, that is also one of the ones on our list that is we can now start turning away from new user experience. We're going to be turning to the guild system. Again, the never-ending quest to make raids happen still going on. And again, we may do some type of shortcut for that, which I can talk about at a later time. I'm going to talk to the team about options for that tomorrow, because that is one of the things that has been super high on my list, but we all keep avoiding eye contact with it because no one wants to take it on because it's a pretty big lift. And again, it's one of those things as I mentioned earlier, the quarterly thing versus the monthly thing. That's one of the things that'll happen. I think I probably told this story before in the past, but that's kind of one of the things on Tabula Rasa we had a problem with. Is we had the rule that, if you were going to do something, you had to have like meaningful, showable progress in a single release, in a single sprint. And basically, 4-week sprints. So if you can't get done in 4 weeks, it can't get done. And that's kind of one of those things. There was a lot of stuff we put off and we didn't do because it couldn't get done in a release. Yes, Mambo, Tabula Rasa. And Geromulan TV, we are very, very agile. Thank you, Rinaldi the Green Guide. Munchkin bits. Tasty. But we're very agile, and we try to not... all of us had done Scrum in various forms before. We try to... There's a lot of the stuff in that's very artificial and drag on a development process. It's kind of one of those things, just talking to people, and like I go and I talk to a bunch of different leadership type people in town, and have lunch with them and stuff and talk about things. And that's one of the things that is, I think people don't realize, is that like they think Scrum is what you got to do and it's got to be exactly like this, or waterfall something. It all depends on your project and what the requirements are. Just to do some dev talk stuff here, what makes sense for a project that is a contract project where you have a fixed deadline and a fixed budget, and exactly these are the two things that can't move. What's best for running a project like that is very, very different than running a project like ours, where we have a monthly deadline, but what goes into it's very flexible. We know what our manpower is. It all depends on the project you're making. So the system that we use that works the best is we kind of just keep a long list, a backlog of here's like a million things we want to do, and we try to prioritize them based on both difficulty. Thank you very much, Elrond, and glad to be back. But based on difficulty and bang for the buck is kind of what we look at. So anyways, we try to prioritize them. We just pull in as many of those as we can each release is kind of how we work. We were having, for a long time, we tried to both have a long-term plan of a year and a kind of quarterly, here's what we want to get done in these quarters, but we were missing so many of those because we were pulling in so many new things that we've actually stopped doing that, and we're really just trying to focus on the release. We may get back to the quarterly thing, but again, we'll get back to the quarterly thing if we actually start working in quarterly releases rather than monthly. But anyway, so our goal is, again, we just want to get as much done as we can to make the game better each release and try to hit the points that feel like the hottest items each time. For me, if you watch, it is almost always a couple of different things. One is balance, PvP, in-game content, raids, and improving the feel of loot are kind of what always falls into what feels most important. But for the rest of the team, again, we're very democratic in how we work. And for the rest of the team, those things aren't necessarily the most critical. So it's, again, we try to push, Star and I and Richard all push try to push certain agendas on things. So trying not to force, what I want down people's throats. I mean, the stuff, you guys know the things I'm passionate about, like trying to improve dungeons and trying to make more interactive stuff. But anyways, just the short version is, yes, we're very agile and we look at things and we talk to you guys. Yeah. And just to be clear, we all, Star and I and other people on the team, we've all used very specific waterfall models before. We've all used very specific Scrum and even been to Scrum learning and know about, understand all the pointing and the planning poker and the burn down after each one and all that type of stuff. We understand all those things. We get all those things. But just because we have such a unique project and development style, they just don't make sense. We have one customer. As you always look at these things, is you like, who's the customer for these things? And you guys are the customer. And so what we're trying to do is make sure we listen to you guys. Kind of what I'm doing right here, where I'm having the back and forth with you guys. And we try to make sure we're hitting those things. This is not just so I can pick up, a couple hundred bits here and there or whatever. This is so I can actually take the pulse of you guys and see what's going on, and we can adjust our plans according to that. So anyways, very agile. We do know more formalized methods. Star and I have each been in the games industry for 25 plus years, and we get it. But what we found works best is kind of what we're doing right now, which is iterate, work with you guys. Thank you very much, Z. And yeah, and it's very much not a one-size-fits-all, and here's the best way. Let me tell you what the best way is, because the best way depends on what your requirements are for the project, who the customer is, what things are flexible and what things are not flexible. So anyways, and if you ask that, you must be new. So welcome to the stream and the project and the craziness. Let's see. Scammer on good game, ETA on tiered sages sash. Also, are rare and legendary tiered artifacts supposed to be enchantable? I'd intended for them all to be enchantable. And is it enchantable in Masterworked? I'm trying to remember. Maybe it was just enchantable. I have to go look and see go look at my spreadsheet. But anyways, they should all be. If they're not, that's an accident and an oversight. But again, I'll go look. Liz Kimber, do you know the Lupine Destroyer tames as a large gray wolf? I did not know that. I'm guessing that means you tame it and it turns into a large gray wolf instead of a Lupine Destroyer. Snugs, can you confirm? Hey, Stymie LLTS, thank you very much for the resub. Man, 5 months. I've been doing streaming 5 months now. It's just the name, the level is right. Ah, okay. So I can go fix that. I haven't fixed a bug on stream here in a little while. Let me go fix the Lupine. Nope. Wolf Destroyer. Tamed Wolf Destroyer. Open prefab. Oh, looks like it's already fixed. The Tamed Wolf Destroyer now shows as a Tamed Wolf Destroyer. I bet if I check it, I bet B just fixed that. Hold on. Yeah, it shows as Lupine Destroyer is what it should show as. That's the T15 Wolf. So, okay, as long as it's been fixed, and it sounds like you guys already knew about it and just knew that it was a level thing. And thank you very much for the... Oh, and thank you, Tomcat DE, for the sub. And thank you, Stymie LLTS. Let's see. Loopy Destroyer. Yeah, it should be for next release. It's fixed now. Let me go verify. Let me check it out and then check the history on it. Give me 1 second and verify that's been fixed, because if he didn't touch it here recently. Do. Dun 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 dun. Let's see. 8/6/11/12 a.m. B Cotton fixed wolf names. He did fix it already. Okay, so that's fixed for next release. We just for those who don't know how we do our development, also since I'm on Dev Talk stuff, Yes, it should be fixed on the next one, Snugsy one. We have a internal, we call it trunk, but it's basically the dev branch where we do our development and do everything. We have our dev servers and we test all that stuff internally. When we're ready to do QA stuff, we'll push it to our QA servers, and it lives on QA for a while. And then at the last Thursday of every month, we push everything to live. So after we do a release, for a couple days, it kind of depends on how many bad things we have that we mark as like it has to get fixed this release. We will just move everything from our dev branch all the way to live to integrate fixes. But after a couple days, usually just like the first 3 days, usually will be like Thursday, the release day, Friday, and then Monday. And then we'll do what we call lifting lockdown. Lockdown is where you're not allowed to check in stuff for the next release, even though the last release is technically over by a day or two. When we lift the lockdown, we move to an integration list, which means any changes that are going to get moved to live have to go into an integration list. So then the only things we will move to put into the live build will be things we consider fairly critical. And I mentioned that because this is one that it looks like he fixed it at a time where we could have put it in a patch, but it wasn't considered critical because it's not. Annoying, yes. Critical, no. So it'll be, next when we do our next QA build, you guys can test it on QA and verify it's fixed. But it should be fixed in the QA build. We just didn't consider it critical enough to integrate it over, because whenever we integrate stuff like that, we're kind of doing it without any QA, without much testing, and it's always a little risky. So yes, it will be fixed. Hold on, I'm reading. BGZ Daryl, I wish you'd show combat in your streams. I should, and again, I get easily distracted. So while I'm good at talking to you guys and answering questions, well, sort of good, I get distracted when I'm doing combat. And I do need to do more combat. Again, that's one of the top and very honest complaints that many of the serious players of the game have about the devs, is that we do not play our own game enough. I try to play our game as much as I can, but again, my time is finite, sadly. But I do need to play more, do more combat in there. And that's one of those things I keep saying. I'm going to try to get more themed streams at some point, where I just have like maybe my Monday stream is all Q&A, and my Wednesday stream becomes a go play a scene that I'm going to work on or whatever, and try to actually do combat or test balance on something. And I'm going to try to get back into my morning streams. I don't see any way that's going to happen before the end of this release, though, just because, again, lost a week for the trip I just got back from, and then I'm going to lose basically another week for going to Syndicon. Again, though, very good use of time, not just for community building reasons, but because they always have such great feedback and questions. That'll basically be 4 days of me sitting face-to-face with people, answering some of the same question you guys are asking, except the tougher part is for a lot of those type things, when you go to a con like that, it's usually like here, there's some questions I'll read over, and it's like, I don't want to answer that. On those, it's kind of, you're on the spot. It's more of an AMA. Ask me anything, and I got to answer it, because I got a whole room full of people staring at me. Let's see. That's good. Hi, Cece. I'm actually a juggler, by the way. I need to show Maxine how to juggle. She always requests I show her how to juggle. I think 5's a little young. She did learn to swim without her floaties, though, during our trip, so that's the big milestone. That's why if you've been paying attention, you've heard the munchkin come in multiple times saying, when are we going swimming? When are we going swimming? That's because she just learned to swim without her floaties. So, let me answer one more question here, and then I'm going to do one more giveaway for the creature spawner things, if I can remember how to add those things. Hopefully they're still in my list. Yes. And for those who don't know, this is something I'm going to try to get in more for this next release and actually have a way for you guys to craft them in game. It'll probably be something similar to what you do now, where you can use essences to craft deco spawners. These are spawners that you can use you can just place as a deco, so you can place them pretty much anywhere. When you switch from deco mode to adventure mode, instead of it being like a small statue or whatever, it turns into an actual creature spawner. So you can kind of build out your own rooms and your own stuff. So the catch to it is, again, if you've heard us talk about why we have things set up the way we do with our dungeons currently, is because it would be very easy to exploit, just like maze your creatures in practically, and make them easy to kill and set up the exact situation you want for things. So the catch for these, where you can place them anywhere, is that they do not give rewards in terms of experience or gold like the actual dungeon rooms do. But they're still fun. It's still cool. And again, if you're trying to make some, actually role play, it's another big piece of that role playing, building your own dungeon piece of that pie. Can you go see my lot in Resolute? It's a nice park I made. If I had more than 3 minutes, I would go see their park, but not today. Okay, here's one where they continually ask it, so I will answer it. Can you please answer my constant question of whether or not you guys will be making bards useful in battle solo? So the plan had been to make them useful as party members, which to some extent they are now. But as for making them something useful solo, that's a bigger task. That's going to take an entire tree of skills, which is not out of the question. But it's not something that's going to happen in the next quarter, probably. Again, I think people know my background is both Ultima Online and also EverQuest, and I'm a huge fan of bards, but it's the way they're currently set up. I kind of did it. The stuff that's in there now is kind of I didn't get any permission from anybody or discuss it too much with people. I just thought it would be fun and figured out a way to make balance work. And the balance works because you basically have to fill your hands with the instrument and be playing the instrument to get the bonuses on the instrument. So again, they're intended to be useful for parties mechanics, but not necessarily for solo. But again, solo bard tree is not out of the question. We have most of the pieces that we need in there, but not in the next quarter. Before I do that, again, there's a lot of things I want to work on. All right, so let's do our final giveaway of the day, which is the 3 special deco spawners. By CC, the 3 deco spawners, and then I am going to go help a little girl do a little swimming, and then I will be coming back and working some more this evening on stuff. Yes, raffle. Which way is it? Oh. Whoa. Dun 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 dun. Let's see. You guys all raffled up here? And again, the things I'm giving away here, these special deco spawners, I would appreciate feedback on them if you win. If you win them and don't do dungeon stuff, give them to somebody who does so I can get some feedback on them. Feedback being problems or what I could do to make them more cool, more interesting, besides just changing out the creatures or making the creatures on them tougher. Boop, boop, doop. And I do plan on having probably a half dozen of these in for this release. That will probably be just like craftable or something. All right, let's see. We're gonna close giveaway. Here we go. You guys ready? And I'll draw 2 here, and I'll give away two sets of these. Here we go. You guys ready? Here we go. Closing the giveaway. Picking winner number 1. Hex underscore. And then number 2 is Monkey Smack. What just happened? There we go. One, 2, 3 to Hex. And let's see, is it Monkey Smack or is it Monkey Space Smack? I forget which one it is. Monkey Smack. 1, 2, 3. Again, if you guys, if you guys don't do dungeon stuff, give them to a friend who does. So I get some feedback on them. Feel free to charge them. Sell them for a few thousand gold. Radian Woodlander. Fine. You want me to pick one more? Okay, I'm going to do more. Bam. One more. Lace. That's a good one. Okay, so hopefully that now makes 12 of these in the wild, I think. So hopefully at least one of you guys will try them out and give me feedback. And again, the way they work is you place them as a deco in deco mode when you're in your dungeon. Any place where there's a deco surface. When you go back and switch it to adventure mode and you come back in, those will now be replaced by lich spawners. So why is Lace a good one? Because she's a name and does lots for the community. She's a name I know very well. See, Liz Kimber knows Lace is a good one. I don't play favorites to people who like suck up to me or give me bits on the stream. Well, maybe a little bit, but I do try to, any of the people who are longtime community members, I try to make sure, or just community members who contribute a lot, I try to make sure and obviously value their feedback and appreciate giving back to those people as well. Yes, and I think Lace has nailed it though. She's a valuable community member because she bitches a lot. Perfect. I would just never say that without them saying it first. But yes. They're very vocal in their concerns. How about that? Again, guys, happy to be back. Hopefully my brain will be a little more in the game and stuff on Wednesday, which will be my next stream. Tomorrow is for those who don't know, we're completely off-site. Like, we don't have an official office. We do have a data center, which is just where the servers and stuff live, and we get free meeting rooms there. Maxine Aquatic Bits, thank you very much for the aquatic bits. And again, thank all the people who gave today and subbed today and all that stuff. But anyway, so we have a data center that we get a free meeting room at. So we actually all work from home. All of our development server stuff is hosted at the data center in another rack from the game servers. And then we just use their free meeting rooms to have team meetings, which is usually once a week. Sometimes we'll do it 2 times a week. But again, we try to focus on productivity, and meetings do not always equate to productivity. We also do a lot of Skype meetings and Google Hangout type stuff as well to communicate with things. Again, guys, thank you so much for all the support. I will be on stream on Wednesday and also on Friday. I may sneak in a Thursday stream. We will see. I will have my mom in town watching Maxine, so I might have time on Thursday to do it. But I'll see. And I'll try and get caught up on these emails. It looks like I'm 20 behind here. Not good, I know. But I'll try and get caught up on all that stuff. We shipped out, I think we're down to the last maybe 40 boxes of people that we have their information for shipping. And the thing we're currently blocked on is we're missing a bunch of Richard's signatures. I've not got the box back from him. I need to get once he gets that back, then we can finish making the other ones. But we've got most of them done. If you're one of the poor souls who's in that last 40 or so, again, apologies. But we are getting pretty darn close to all the shipping done that we have information for. And the other things, I think I'm probably behind a little bit. I think I had some boxes that were supposed to be signed. So I'll be taking half dozen boxes to the meeting tomorrow for the team so that the team can sign all the boxes. And we can have some boxes signed by Richard and the team because I owe some people those things. I didn't turn on any specials today. Again, off my game apparently. Need to practice my streaming skills. But let's see. Oh, Hex says just Hex. You can skip the underscores, please. No, I like saying the underscores. It's like, again, I laugh because that's anytime you have like Siri or computer read off stuff and they say underscore. That's what they do. But anyways, again, guys, thank you so much. I will see you Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And again, thanks for all the support. Glad everything survived with me and Star and Lord Subtleton out of town. That's a good sign. And I'm going to go take a baby swimming. And then I think this evening I'm going to be building a new rack server that we have so we can have some faster builds going on. And have more boxes for backups in case we have another disaster like we had a few months ago where 4 boxes die at once. Guys, thank you so much. Let me go find someone to raid, and I'm going to call it a stream. Let's see. Who are we going to raid today? Who are we going to raid? Let's see. We got Bonger, Skeggy. You know what? Skeggy, you have raided me many a times. I'm going to Skeggy Media. Rio Skeggy many things. I haven't checked Bonger lately. Maybe he got his streaming performance stuff fixed. I'll give him a look after we go raid Skeggy. Yay, typed it right the first time. Again, guys, thank you so much. If you're one of the few people who hasn't already followed Skeggy, make sure and give him a follow. And thank you guys so much. See you on Wednesday. And glad to be back. Bye. Raid.